Hi, Pisces. Today is a day of readings. Holy moly. I really lost a lot of time yesterday. So, we're making up for it today, apparently. Theme. Yeah, I was feeling this one too. Okay. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. Whenever you watch this, it is what it is. It could be days before you watch this. All right, here we go. What do we got to say for Pisces today? Very mysterious reading going on here, Pisces. Like really kind of mysterious. This is also very dark. Okay, so I feel like it's a possibility that somebody got off the wrong track, or they got off the wrong stop, or they missed their exit, or something happened, okay? If it wasn't for, like, if it wasn't for this person's inner voice, they would have never realized they got off track. Like, because you didn't know that you missed the exit, or you didn't know that you took the wrong exit for a long time. But something's been like calling. Okay, it's been calling you to do something. And I think it's like, okay, so I think something is happening with somebody, and I think they're taking like this quick pause before they make a move, right? Because it's your call. If it's part of your calling, then it's one of those things where you go from a 3D reality of a 9-to-5 job or a scheduled job to I now run my own business. It's like something like that, okay? Something is growing, okay, in magicalness. So listen to mistletoe. What dreams may come from the borrowing of ivy held tight within the womb, a calling in of sorts, a spell from above, holy holly. Like a spell from above. And then with this wise man, he says, if it wasn't for the familiar songs that echo through my spine, I would have lost what is lost and never found my purpose. So it's like, okay, so maybe you've been on this road and you've lost a lot of things trying to get to where you are. And that's why you lost exits. Okay. You lost time, you lost space, you lost things in order to get to where you are today. Okay. And now you're like, why did I do all this? Like, why did I distance myself? Why did I change my career? Why did I opt in another religion? Or why did I go against the grain? Like somebody's like constantly asking, like if they're in a pause, and I think it's like a self-reflection pause of like, why did I do what I did? Because I don't have the answer yet, but you've been going towards an answer. So the universe is kind of saying like, now is the time where it's self-reflection, because you've come this far and gone through this much of your journey, that any journeyman at this point would have to take a pause. Whether you're taking a pause to eat, to rest, it's all about rest, right? You need frost. That's kind of what frost is, because frost is, when frost comes, it's freezing the ground, okay? But there's no snow. So it leaves this, like, it freezes all the moisture. So it's almost like what I'm getting is like maybe your emotions have kind of dried up for the moment, right? And you really have like no sympathy in you, and you really have no emotional bond to anything. Almost it's like you've been, the reason why you're in kind of like, I don't know, self-reflection, contemplation mode is so then you don't give anything to anybody else right at this second, because there's something that's changing, right? So if you wouldn't have had this inner song this whole time, you wouldn't have done anything that you did. So it's almost like someone's asking like, okay, what is the next step now? Because I've been told to do this. I've been told to go down this road, and nothing's changing. Everything's staying the same. Well, it's staying the same because you're about to change, right? You have to stay in cycles, and who knows how long cycles last. Like, they can last 3, 6, 7 months. They can last years. They can last days, right? They can last weeks. It just depends how important the cycle is to the next part of the journey, right? Because if you still have problems with suffocation and the next part of the journey is mainly underwater, you're going to want to deal with the suffocation issues before you just get put underwater with a fucking tank that's got your oxygen in it that's not available all around you, right? So it's like, oh, okay, I understand that. I understand that. Ceremony. Yeah. Somebody's stepping off into something, but before they get there, right, it's still like, is this going to move? Is this not going to move? Right? And like, we're getting a lot of messages today about movement, right? That like, it might just look bad right now, but just because it looks bad, stagnant energy sometimes looks bad, but it's because there's something like boiling under the surface. It's like the mountain before the volcano erupts. Like, things are changing and you can kind of see, but it's all, I don't know, rhythmic around you or nature around you. Probably gonna have to take these sunglasses down. I can't really see. 9 of Cups. Nine of Cups versus 9 of Pentacles. See, and that's what it is. It's like, right? Like, okay. I think that's what it is. It's like somebody's money maybe is not paying off yet. So they're like, I thought this was going to pay my way. Like, I thought you said that this was what was going to happen. Like, this was the direction to go. It's almost like somebody feels like they made the wrong decision because their craft isn't taking off. The spell's not working. Something like that, right? Knight of Wands in reverse with the 10 of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles in reverse with the King of Pentacles. Okay, so just because you can't see it, it doesn't mean it's not growing. It's like the seed before it comes through the ground, right? And then once it comes through the ground, it's going to grow huge. But you're expecting something to go fast. And maybe you're expecting something to go faster than what it is. And that's why it's like, yo, why do you think we have frost? Because winter comes and even snow's not ready yet. Because the precipitation hasn't changed from water into a solid, right? From a liquid to a solid. And that's why it's emotion versus nature, because you can't force a seed to grow, but you can love yourself and give yourself more. and wish for more. You can wish for this. That's the thing, is if you can't see it, then wish for it to grow, right? Wish for it to break through the soil and come through. Wish for it to get air, right? But you can't wish for a seed. You can't force something to grow. It has to get there on its own. And somebody's really thinking like, did I make the wrong decision with this? And no, in the way that I see the cards, no, you didn't. Is this a personal reading? No, it's not. So I can't say for sure, right, that something is going to come through for somebody when it's a collective reading. But I know that there's a lot of useful information in this collective reading. Right? So somebody's going to get the answer that they needed. It's like the grandfather clock, okay? It's something that's going to last for a very long time, which means why rush it, right? It's just like a human life. I mean, it has to grow for 9 months before you even see it, really, without using a machine. That seems like a lot of cards. Seven of Swords with the Wheel. So yes, this key has definitely been hidden from you, okay? But it's being delivered. The wheel is changing. So maybe something's about to give birth. Oh my gosh, and look, there's the Queen of Pentacles right before she gets married, right? It's like something is just about to happen. Okay, there's the King of Swords in reverse with the Knight of Pentacles. So don't lie to yourself about how long it takes for something to truly grow. That's what the universe is saying, is like, don't kid yourself, don't lie to yourself. Like, you're the one that has to keep this going. You're the one that keeps the spirit of this alive, right? If you give up, which is the Queen of Cups in reverse, if you stop loving it, if you stop believing it, right, then that means it's going to stop growing. You need to bond with this, appreciate it, work with it, okay? Not just leave it behind. Like maybe you're used to leaving things behind. If they don't work right away for you, then you scrap it and move on, destroy it, right? There's the Hermit. I think sometimes it's Hermit in reverse. Sometimes people don't realize it's like the things they can't see. Okay. And there's the Moon. Sometimes people don't trust things that they can't see. And that's, the universe is telling you that this is a spell that you created. This is something that you're creating. You're growing it. And if you fall off the track, remember where you come from. Remember that you are magic. Remember that things happen through magic, and that's how you've gotten to the place that you are now. You didn't miss a wrong turn for the wrong reason. You missed the wrong turn for the right reason. Okay? You just can't see that yet. Okay? Knight of Cups in reverse. Maybe you're with the Two of Cups, maybe you're used to sometimes things being given to you and not really having to work hard for them. And this is something that you have to work hard for. Okay. And it's something that it's when you work hard for something, you don't feel like you're bound in it. You feel like you're working for it, not that it's working for you, right? You have to team up with things, right? Somebody doesn't really know how to be a team member. Okay, as well as maybe others, okay, and they're not giving the seed the benefit of the doubt, right? They're trying to force something, and they're getting locked in their own words, okay? So there's the Ace of Swords. So just remember that you picked this seed for a reason, and no, you didn't pick the wrong one. You picked the right one, okay? There's the Chariot. So the Ace of Swords says that you are moving forward, that you did a lot of hard work, okay? Eight of Pentacles. This is going to show how much work you truly did. Okay, there's the Queen of Swords. For once, I'm going to lift her upright because I know that you're not lying to yourself now, okay? That healing is a huge part. Like if you figured out how much healing is a really, really, really important time of your life, okay? I think you're going to back off yourself, because then I think you're going to realize that feminine energy comes in it and is like, listen, you have to just let this be and go and not watch it, like you have to trust that this is going to happen, and that there's logic and truth into moving forward. Okay, that if you're working hard, then why wouldn't the work that you're working on reflect that? right? It's just because it's not happening now. It's because somebody's used to, like, all the knights are in reverse, okay? The Knight of Wands is in reverse. The Knight of Cups is in reverse. The Knight of Pentacles is in reverse, right? All these knights are in reverse because somebody doesn't realize that energy not all the time is supposed to move that fast. Even if you're used to fast moving energy, sometimes energy moves right slow. And that's probably why the only knight that's upright is the Knight of Pentacles, because that's the only knight that I can say that represents slow moving. Right? Even this king is off his rocker and doesn't realize how long things take and is almost trying to lie to himself about it. Okay? Even though he's been around for a while and realizes that it took him a while to get up where he is, right? To get the information that he's got, to build the foundation that he has, right? 15 minutes. Man, these readings are coming out like relatively fast these last few days, and I'm kind of liking it because then it gives me more time to do more readings of more energy that has to come out. And I kind of feel like, you know, I think that that's the answer. I think that somebody's magical seeds are about to break surface, and really it's just a matter of time now, and it's a matter of believing and not seeing. It's believing is seeing. Believing that those seeds are growing is what's going to make them grow, right? Thinking that they're dead and dying and dormant under there, well, they're probably dead, dying, and dormant. All right? But to think they're alive and vital and just about to pop through the surface, it's all about frame of mind. Sometimes on what you're growing, you know, like you're the one that has to believe in it. Like it's crazy how much we don't understand the work that we have to do with nature, right? We expect nature to take care of itself, and so it does, but it doesn't mean that we can't play a part to support it and to help it so that its fight isn't as hard as what it needs to be. Right? So I think maybe that's kind of like the end of the reading, is like, you know, the seed is already having a hard time as it is to germinate and get through the soil. It doesn't need negative comments on how slow it's taking. Right? It's almost like that. It's like even your seed is kind of saying, like, please don't shit talk me, because the more you shit talk me, then the slower I'm going to grow, and I might not even get through if you don't believe that I'm coming. Kind of something like that too. It's almost like maybe, oh, okay, now I'm getting maybe somebody has been trying to get pregnant, right? And they keep hearing that they're going to get pregnant. They're going to get pregnant. And then they don't. It just doesn't happen. Look at that. The wise man came up again. Like, it's like, you know what is going to happen. And if you didn't have this imprinted already inside of you, you wouldn't even be watching this video, right? If you didn't already know that there was something that is like brewing or just about to pop through, or that you're, you know, maybe you've got eggs at home and you're like, man, I don't know if these eggs are going to hatch. Like, I've been having them under the incubator forever and they're just not moving, you know, like you just, I think I watched a video of somebody who didn't actually think that this egg was going to hatch, and then suddenly it just did one day, and they weren't even home. And I'm like, of course, it always happens when you're not home, and you go out, you've been staring at this egg, and then you go out for like an hour, you come home and it's hatched, and you're like, okay, maybe you wanted your privacy. You know, like this guy, oh man, whenever his cat would get pregnant, she always wanted to have babies by herself. Every time, like, it's like she only chose to have babies when he wasn't around. And I'd be like, oh, well, she had her babies. Oh, she had her babies. Both of them had babies when he wasn't around. And I'm like, man, that's so mean. Like, did you guys just not want the male around? Because I was always there. I don't know, maybe because I was paying attention. He was always pretty paying attention. But it's like, sometimes people, you know, they don't want the audience. Like, could you imagine being that, and then having this huge face just being there, like scaring the shit out of you when you just open up your eyes? Like, oh God, I could only imagine being a baby. So, yeah, and maybe someone's like, I don't know if my baby's going to come out on time, or, like somebody's definitely worried about something that's like kind of in the incubation process in the womb. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a lab rat. I don't know much, but I do know that something that is brewing for somebody, you have to believe in it, and you have to believe that things aren't to be rushed, because when you rush things, you get the most awful creations, because you forced genetics when you shouldn't. I got that song Tonic. She's everything you want. She's everything you need. She's everything inside of you that you wish you could be. She says all the right things at exactly the right time, but she means nothing to you, or you mean nothing to her and you don't know why. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what that's about. I haven't heard that song in so long. Wow. Anyways, like I said, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Peace out. Word to your mothers. Have awesome weekends. And thanks for subscribing and watching and doing awesome things.